We need to talk about Dogecoin because after Twitter has officially rebranded, as you can see in front of you, to the X app logo, it's time to talk about the potential implications for cryptocurrency, which I think could potentially be massive. And of course, Dogecoin is at the forefront of this, as many people are speculating it could be used as a payment gateway or a payment rail for this new app, as Elon tries to work towards X, the everything app, a similar product to what we have seen in China via WeChat. So in today's show, I want to talk about the implications for Doge, what I'm currently seeing from a price perspective, as well as outlining my personal thesis for Doge, because we all have a different opinion on Doge. Some people think it's just a crazy meme. Some people absolutely love Dogecoin and believe in it, as a fundamental crypto project that they hold and stack. I want to explain my thesis and then also provide you guys with a potential Dogecoin plan. Of course, over the last week, there has been a peaked or renewed interest in Dogecoin off the back of this X app announcement that we got through the logo changes. So let's get into absolutely everything. Before we get into the Dogecoin talk, I want to remind you that the World Series of Trading competition is starting very, very soon. It's extremely exciting because there is a massive $8 million prize pool up for grabs on ByBit. Now, Crypto Banter, we are a family, we are a team. We are going to be competing together, all of the participants that join, as well to hopefully win the World Series of Trading and win massive, massive prizes. So if you want to join our team and side with us, we'll be trading live on the shows over the next month or so. Make sure to click the link in the description, sign up using the referral link, and then click on the ByBit competition World Series of Trading link to sign up and join. You simply just click the link and click the join button, and you will join the other 1,187 Crypto Banter community members in the World Series of Trading comp. Now, we do have an amazing incentive for anyone that is currently sitting on the sidelines. If you do sign up now, every 50 signups over the 1,000 mark, as we can see here, we're already over 1,000. For every new user, so 1 in every 50 users over 1,000 will be giving away an iPhone. So we're going to be giving away lots of iPhones, presumably, as we get new signups. So if you were sitting on the fence and you want to try it out, well, now would be a great time to sign up, because you can potentially win an iPhone. So looking forward to this trading. Doge is going to factor into my trading plan to try and get some performance on the P&L side in the World Series of Trading competition. And I'm going to explain some of the price levels later in the show that I'm looking at for potentially opening Dogecoin trades. But first, let's get into the entire thesis here. So clearly there is a big shift going on at Twitter. Elon has come out publicly and said that he wants to create X, the everything app. When he did buy Twitter in the first place back in October 2022, he said buying Twitter is essentially his accelerant to creating X. Now, he views X as a potential WeChat replacement in the West. So he says, for those that have used WeChat, I think it's actually a good model. If you're in China, you kind of live on WeChat. It does everything. It's sort of like Twitter plus PayPal plus a whole bunch of other things all rolled into one with actually a great interface. It's really an excellent app. We don't have anything like that outside of China. So Elon basically bought Twitter as a proxy for eventually creating this application because he needed the IP, so he needed the user data to be able to start, populating a massive database of users, and 2, he needed the software. It's very expensive to build new software. I think him buying Twitter, whether you think it was a wise financial decision or not, at least gave him access to an already developed product that he can build upon to create the X app. But what does this actually mean for crypto? What does a transition from Twitter into X actually mean, for cryptocurrencies like Doge? Well, Elon is a huge fan of cryptocurrency, as we know. He was one of the first major players in the TradFi space on the stock market through Tesla to actually add Bitcoin, aka crypto, to their balance sheet. We also know Elon is a huge fan of Doge. Over time, he has made multiple jokes. He's made multiple jokes on Twitter about Dogecoin. We can even see here a couple months ago, he changed the logo on Twitter during the lawsuit to the Dogecoin logo. So, he's been a big advocate of Doge. We know that he has made lots of jokes about it and is a big fan of crypto. And for this reason, people speculate that as we move towards an X app, one of the major payment solutions that he could incorporate into this new digital world is, of course, digital currency, aka crypto. And when he does pick digital currencies that you can pay and transact in, it's being speculated that Dogecoin could potentially be one of those currencies. So this, would mean, sending Doge to your friends as a gateway for payments, sending Dogecoin for a subscription on the subscription-based model for signing up to X-App features. This is all the kind of stuff that can happen as we move towards this new application. And Dogecoin, as we know, being one of Elon's favorite coins, is likely, if in that scenario that crypto payments are allowed, to be used as one of the primary coins. And that is one of the reasons why when Elon actually bought Twitter back in October 2022, as you can see here, we had a massive spike in the Dogecoin price. The price ran up from 5 cents to 15 cents, so almost a 3x in price after Elon announced that he was buying Twitter. Now, what we subsequently saw over the few months following the acquisition of Twitter was essentially that pump being entirely reversed. One, due to market conditions, and two, due to the narrative largely being exhausted. And since then, we have seen basically lower highs starting to form for Doge. So we see a lower high here in December 2022. We see another lower high in January. We see deviation above, but the printing of another lower high on the weekly candle here in April. And then we see another lower high again. But what we're starting to see now is actually a reversal. So we're seeing a swing off the lows at the 5.2 level and this major horizontal at 6 cents. And we're seeing a push to the upside to try and reclaim what I think is a really key level at the 80-cent mark. That's obviously your foundation to look sorry, not the 80 cent, the 8 cent mark. That's obviously your foundation to push above 10 cents and beyond. So since the acquisition, although people, reacted super strongly in the first place, we have seen Dogecoin declining, but we are now starting to see a pivot off the lows as people get more excited about this app. Now, one of the major catalysts for this reversal on Dogecoin was actually the fact that if you look at Elon's bio in Twitter, you can see the Doge logo. So you can see XD. The X logo is obviously the Twitter X app logo, and then the D, although it does have other meanings, it does kind of allude to Dogecoin. If you actually just do a quick Google search and look at the Dogecoin logo, you'll actually see this D symbol come up. You can see on Google, Dogecoin symbols. The D is right here. And that is exactly what Elon actually ended up adding to his bio during this, entire X app rebranding that we did see last week. That got a lot of speculation kicking off for Dogecoin as potentially somehow factoring into the X app. Now, we know Elon loves to tease. We know that he loves to tease Dogecoin. We know that he loves to tease cryptocurrency. He just likes making jokes online. And the negative to making lots of jokes and the negative to constantly teasing it and not integrating is that I think you do see the narrative become exhausted at times. And that's why at times when you've seen Elon joke about Doge, the price hasn't responded as positively because the market kind of feels this overall sense of fatigue. So although it can be a bullish thing for Doge, I think the longer we go without Doge actually being implemented in terms of payments on the X app, and the more that Elon jokes about it, the kind of worse it is. So the diminishing returns you get from a risk reward perspective on the moves to the upside. So you can make the argument that you do want to see some sort of concrete integration or at least some sort of concrete announcement and not just teasing, because we know that Elon teasing can often lead to diminishing returns over time. That's what we have been seeing on Doge. We know that the SNL appearance actually marked the Doge top. That was Elon's ultimate tease for Doge back in May 9th, 2021. On the other hand, you can actually make the case that the best possible outcome for Doge is that it actually never gets integrated. Now, I know this sounds crazy at face value, but just think about it. The speculation that Dogecoin will be integrated, the hype that runs off the back of the expectation that one day Doge will be used as payments, that actually often creates stronger price performance than the actual event. I mean, it's pretty clear in crypto. We see this time and time again. You see buy the rumor, sell the news. Could a Dogecoin payments integration be buy the rumor, sell the news? I think so. I'm actually of this belief. However, I don't think the teasers that Elon has offered so far is the final tease. I think once you start seeing like official announcements around Dogecoin being implemented as a payment rail or more of a concrete allusion towards that being the case, that's when you probably see a local top taking place. So there is still a lot of room here in the meantime. And spoiler alert, that's one of the reasons why I'm stacking spot Doge. And also one of the reasons why I'm looking at trading Doge, because I know there will be upside if that is the case. But we're going to get into the exact price setups and levels in a minute, and also look at the alternatives like Pepe. Before we get into that, I want to give a quick shout out to one of our new official show partners, which is OPNX. It's a brand new crypto exchange where you can trade crypto and tokenize claims. I don't want to go too into the nitty gritty on OpenX today, but what I do want to kind of delve into is one of their major product features, which is essentially transparency. So one of the big issues when it comes to exchanges in crypto is that a lot of the transactions happening, liquidations happening on the actual exchange is not transparent. We've seen this time and time again with exchanges, manipulating price action, like for example, FTX, where there's just absolutely no transparency as to whether the market maker is actually liquidating positions, whether the market maker actually has the funds to underpin holdings. It's a big issue in crypto. But now what we are seeing is kind of the birth, the renewal of crypto exchanges, and a lot of exchanges now pivoting to transparent models. OpenX is actually using one of its a very interesting proprietary method for doing this, and that is basically a new credit model using OUSD. So I'll explain it very simply. Basically, what you'll be able to do is, with everything being transparent on chain, so everything is verifiable, all liquidations are verifiable on chain, you will actually be able to put up your illiquid assets as collateral to trade against them. So basically, if you have Pepe in a MetaMask wallet, or if you have another meme coin in a MetaMask that you're currently holding, you'll actually be able to use those assets to deposit to trade against it using it as collateral, which is a very unique form of collateral versus other crypto exchanges where you have to use stable coins. It doesn't give you as much flexibility. So I find it really, really interesting here that they're going towards a credit model that's essentially going to enable portfolio margin using even illiquid assets. As long as it's got a Uniswap liquidity pool, you'll essentially be able to trade against it. So it solves two problems. It solves the transparency problem, and it also solves the problem of being able to trade illiquid assets, which is, of course, going to be much better for the capital efficiency of traders. Right now, if you do want to do that, that feature isn't live. But what you can do, of course, is the FTX claim feature, which enables you to onboard your claims. So if you were a victim to the FTX collapse and you have funds stuck there, you can onboard your claim and get up to essentially double the value of your FTX claim by onboarding to the OpenX. So I'll leave a link in the description if you want to onboard your FTX claim, if you are one of the victims and you potentially want some sort of claim back for those funds. But you can actually just trade on the exchange normally if you want to trade on it. And once again, all transparent, all happens on chain. So I was skeptical at first about OpenX, I'll be completely honest. Looking at it as kind of the 𝗕𝗬𝗂𝗵𝘄𝗽 redemption arc, at first I was like a bit skeptical, but then when I started learning about the product, learning about the features, learning about their vision, and actually using the exchange, as you can see in front of you, I started to realize, well, this is actually a pretty damn cool exchange, and it actually aligns with the ethos of myself and Crypto Banter, which is transparency rules in crypto. So I recommend checking it out. Link in the description right now. You can trade or you can onboard one of your FTX claims. Now let's get back into the Dogecoin argument, because I want to show you my price levels and wrap up on my thesis here. So we know XApp is getting further along the path to becoming a thing. Subsequently, we know Dogecoin is starting to get a bit of steam, garner a bit of traction ahead of that. What am I doing with Doge? Now, I'm taking a slightly different approach to someone like 𝗕𝗬𝗂𝗵𝗆, but I'll go through what 𝗕𝗬𝗂𝗵 is doing first, because he's one of my most respected traders on crypto Twitter. He said, people have been trying really hard to narrate Pepe and other meme coins going back up. Multiple influencers have picked up on it as well. I don't believe it's meant to happen on any meaningful scale. The harsh crypto reality is that the flavor of the month meme coins aren't meant to last. People would sooner bet on Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic, Inu, or hamster coins simply because they want to believe they can retire instantly, finding the next 100,000x gem. And the average attention span is just getting worse and worse with every passing day. As far as meme coins are concerned, there is only value in being first or being the latest funny thing. He's taking the view that essentially there's only one meme coin in crypto, there's Dogecoin, and then there's everything else. And he's a massive, massive fan of Dogecoin because he believes Elon trade essentially gives Doge enough of a fundamental basis to outperform other meme coins. Also the fact that it's been around for a long time and is more trusted in the market, has more exchange listings in the market, etc. He says he struggles to see a reason to be long any of the copycats when they're not the flavor of the month anymore. SHIB, Pepe, Flocky, etc. all bound to trend to zero on the Doge ratio. Now, if you have watched my meme coin shows in the past where I've covered memes, you'll know that I actually take the counter thesis to this, not the true counter thesis, but a counter thesis that I think that Pepe outperforms Doge next cycle. Now, it might sound weird in a Doge show that I'm even saying this at all, but I believe because of the underwater thesis, so the fact that there are a lot less holders underwater for a meme coin like Pepe versus Doge, I think that there's less sell pressure on the way up for Pepe to actually create new highs versus Doge. I also think, as I mentioned before, there is a slight fatigue with the whole Elon payments integration over time, that even when you get announcements, you see diminishing returns over time. And the discrepancy in market cap terms, in my opinion, means that a meme coin during a bull cycle like Pepe could potentially outperform Doge because it simply takes less liquidity entering it for price performance to the upside to occur. Now, there are a few points in favor of Doge, though, and it would be remiss of me not to mention them. Obviously, the Elon one is the number one point. Also, the fact that it's a proof of work coin potentially gives it some sort of legislative advantage over some of the other coins that could potentially be named securities on proof of stake. The second factor or third factor being, since Doge has survived since 2013, actually before Tether, it has some sort of market trust that's higher than a lot of other meme coins, and it also has more exchange listings, which enable retail to get into the coin a lot easier. Those are my counter points for Doge versus Pepe, but I still think in a huge bull run, Pepe probably outperforms. But it doesn't even matter. That argument doesn't matter at all because Alex Becker came out and says just buy Doge. In a roundabout way, I would agree with him. I think, saying just buy Doge is a little oversimplistic because there's a lot of nuance. Do you stack spot? Do you add leverage? How do you actually trade it? But the underlying principle of just buying Doge, I think, is correct. I think from a risk-reward perspective, heading into what we think could be a next bull cycle, Dogecoin has enough power behind it to be a top performer. Even though Pepe could outperform, as per my underwater thesis, I still think Doge performs. And for that reason, as you can see in front of you, I will always bet on Doge, irrespective of whether I think another meme coin outperforms, irrespective of whether I think Pepe outperforms, irrespective of whether I think Ethereum outperforms, whatever. I'm still going to bet on a token like Doge because I believe it has enough fundamental drivers to see positive price performance. Now, if you are betting on fundamental drivers, it becomes hard to do with crazy leverage. So for me, Dogecoin has been one as per my levels that I've been simply accumulating. I've really liked this blue range as an accumulation zone. We currently pushed above. We're now tucking back into that range on the daily. You could look at maybe adding some at the 7 to 8 cent region. We also know that the 6 cent support has been a really great level to buy. As you can see here by the red arrow, this was our support for that first initial leg up during that push when Elon announced that he was acquiring Twitter. So there are a few key horizontal levels to stack Doge, but more importantly on the daily, we're starting to see the uptrend start to tick to the upside. So we're seeing a confirmed reversal, and it's even more obvious on the weekly chart that a reversal is taking place. Once you clear the 8 cent region, then there's not much in the way of targeting 11 to 14 cents on Dogecoin. And for that reason, I think Doge as a spot add, even at these levels, is not bad as long as you have a plan to DCA and take advantage of downturns. Even over the past couple of days, we have seen a downturn. If you are a trader, so you want to add leverage, and I did mention before that I will be leverage trading this in World Series of Trading, I do think this is a good one to trade, especially as we start to get closer to major support levels like this red trend line. I may look at picking off some longs on Dogecoin. So it's not a coin that I want to actively short. I only want to short the swing tops. So if you have a massive, explosive, expansionary phase like we saw 2 days ago, and you start to see a blow-off top forming as per the RSIs, then you can pick off shorts into major horizontal resistance levels. But for me, I think that the whole narrative behind the XApp thing is still more bullish than it is bearish. So I will tend to long more than I short on Doge. So I'm looking for a bit of a pullback before I enter any leverage trades. In terms of spot, obviously timing matters a little bit less. But if you start to break clear horizontal levels, I'll also look to stack low leverage positions to the longs. But my primary position, I want to make this very clear because I don't want anyone to ape into positions and take on unnecessary risk. My primary position on Doge is spot. I'm spot accumulating Doge. I have been for the last year. Everyone that's watched my show knows this. You'll also know that I'm accumulating some Pepe as well. Which one you think outperforms is up to you. It's your prerogative to trade whatever one you want, but I'm betting on both, and Doge is one that factors into my long-term portfolio. And it's weird to say as such a believer in fundamental analysis. You guys know I do a lot of on-chain analysis, a lot of fundamental analysis, based on on-chain metrics, etc. It might be weird to hear that I am betting on a meme coin, but to me, Doge is synonymous with the entire crypto community. It's like the retail coin that people often head into first when they first get back into crypto. So if I'm betting on another bull run, because I'm very bullish on Bitcoin and Ethereum long term, then having your meme coin proxies is not a bad idea, because we know retail will absolutely lap them up, because those are the coins that have the promise of delivering those massive, massive gains. So that's my thesis on Doge. Spot accumulating. We'll look to pick off some leverage trades. I'm looking for a slight pullback into this blue range now. As long as we hold this red expansionary channel to the upside, I will look to pick off some longs there. If you do want a long Dogecoin or trade or just buy or sell, whatever you want, you can do it on Prime XBT. Of course, if you want to trade in the World Series of Trading, that would be an amazing thing to do in order to potentially win an iPhone. Once again, 1 in every 50 people over 1,000 are going to win an iPhone for joining Crypto Banter, as well as the massive $8 million prize pool. That if you're just buying spot, and don't want to participate in the competition, or you aren't trading in the comp, then you can do so on Prime XBT. There's a link in the description to that, which will also give you access to a 7% deposit bonus and a 25% discount on commission bonus. So if you are depositing a larger amount of money, then the deposit bonus would make sense, because then you're going to get some cash back on your deposit. But if you're trading a lot of volume, 25% discount on comms to pay less fees over time. But I think for most people, the deposit bonus does make sense if you're depositing a reasonable amount. So if you don't want to trade it, obviously the trading pair is right here. You can see it here on the platform. You've got the Doge USD pair, and there's a link in the description to sign up for that promotion to get the 7% deposit bonus. So lots happening in the crypto market. I'm actually in Egypt right now. The Great Pyramid is behind me. I wish I was filming this during the day. The sun just set. But the Great Pyramid is literally behind me right now, which is insane. It's my last day here, and then I'm heading to Dubai for a month. A lot of my videos up until this date have been pre-recorded. As you guys know, I went to Europe on a little holiday. Those that follow me on Instagram would know. But I'm back in action now. As of tomorrow, I'm back in Dubai, and really hard to deliver content for you guys. But this is me getting back on track with an up-to-date stream on Dogecoin. Don't think it's a bad buy at all. Obviously, trade with caution if you are using leverage, but as a spot accumulation play, I think it's hard to go wrong for next cycle, and it's definitely factoring into my portfolio at least. But yeah, also looking at other meme coins like Pepe, which I think also have strong, compelling narratives behind them, despite what people like 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗂𝗵𝗧 say. But I really do respect his opinion. That's why I want to present both counter theses. Let me know what you think of Doge in the comments below. Are you excited about a potential X app integration? Either way, I think we'll be able to trade it for upside. I'm going to see you in the next video from Dubai. And until then, have a lovely day. Peace out.